Dear family of light, today we will talk about the evolution of consciousness or the evolution of humanity. We are evolving as a species, but not only from a technological point of view. Technology is advancing super fast thanks to artificial intelligence. We already know that. But there are many factors, many things that are happening right now in planet Earth. And I try to resume all the information that I gathered in the last 2-3 years probably, and I try to resume it in this map. This is basically everything that is happening in the world right now, in a way or in another. What is happening now on the planet, it is inside this map. And everything, as you can see, is interconnected because at the end is one movement. Is the movement that will help us to pass from 3D consciousness to 5D consciousness. So now we will explore this together. I know this is a lot of things to talk about. We could probably stay here 3 hours talking about that, but I will not do this, so don't worry. I will try to do it very fast and in a short and condensed way. So let's start from the fact that we already know that we are inside the Alcyone photon belt. For those who don't know, the Alcyone photon belt is a photon belt that is around the Alcyone star in the Pleiades, and we as a solar system, we are spinning around the Alcyone photon belt. I have a dedicated video which you can find here on Pleiadian Yoga about that. What this implies? This implies that the vibration of the planet, that the energy of the planet itself is very high. And if the energy of the planet is very high, things change pretty fast. The energy can cause, of course, natural disaster. Natural disaster is something that the newspapers are not really focused on right now because they want your attention to go to AI and superintelligence, and they want you to think about World War III. They try to create fear, but only in a way that, that will bring a favor to the system. Natural disaster is something that not many people point out, but it is happening. If you watch the volcanic activity of the last year, especially starting from June, July, till today, is really, really strong activity that we didn't see it in the last 40 years of volcanic geology. We did never see that. They don't openly tell you that because they try to cover up. They don't want you to be aware of this great shift that is happening on planet Earth. But it's not only negative. The high vibration also permits to many people that practice spirituality, that meditate and work on themselves to evolve faster and faster. Because remember, the Alcyone photon belt energy impacts people in two opposite ways. The people that practice a lot, they will raise up very fast. Their spiritual path will grow even more. They will become more enlightened, more peaceful, etc. And the people that don't practice will fall down even more. So there will be a split, enormous split between the humanity that stays and fall down even more deeply into 3D consciousness, in 3D fears, in 3D separation, anxiety, and violence, and those ones that will raise in 5D consciousness and will grow spiritually very, very fast. So the people that are trapped in 3D just focused on for example, a possible war. We now see in the newspaper, World War III is everywhere, many people talk about that. But this is only one thing of all these things happening. So they drive your attention only to this, which is possible, as I wrote here, but it's not something really necessary for our evolution and as human species. It can happen if many people remain trapped in 3D, especially people on power that want more power, so more separation, and they want that the rich get even richer and the poor even poorer. I don't even know how is that possible, because we have still people in India living with $10 a day, and we have people earning 3 million an hour, every hour. So more than that is very difficult to imagine, but they want that, sadly enough. We know that we are in an era dominated by artificial intelligence, and superintelligence is not here yet. It can take, maybe they say, till 10 years till we will have a real superintelligence that could or not dominate the world. But I did already a video about artificial intelligence that is a mirror. So if we are enlightened, artificial intelligence will be enlightened and will help us to live even better. We fear artificial intelligence because it's manipulated by people that are in 3D. And if you are in 3D too, you will think that this is a threat. But it is a threat only because the intention behind it are deviated and they are not coming from a place of love, from a place of unity, etc. Of course, artificial intelligence will cause unemployment, and unemployment will cause an economical crisis. The economical crisis can come, of course, from a World War III if this is happening. And the unemployment is directly connected to the mental pandemic. So what is the mental pandemic? Well, is the possibility, is also not sure that this will happen, but it is very likely to happen. Why? Because all this is happening and people trapped in 3D, they just see the negative. They cannot see that this is necessary for the evolution of humanity. And so their mind will somehow break apart, they will go crazy, they will start to become super anxious, super living out of fear completely. So be aware of that. Be aware that there is a high chance that this will happen. You can see already some sign of it. I mean, some president of some country, I will not make names, but they look like they are going crazy. So watch out, this is very important. Then if there is a war and if the natural disasters are strong, we can have a population collapse. Actually, in the World Economic World Forum, they talk about the Great Reset. And the idea is to reduce the population from 8 billion to 1 billion. So a population collapse will happen at some point, because or we stop to have children, or there is a war, or we will indulge in artificial intelligence and we will lose interest to make children, and some natural disaster can cause even more death. So we don't know, but I think population collapse will happen because a series of things, summon of many things that will happen on planet Earth that will bring to population collapse. We are here to discover what will happen, but this is also very, very high chance that this will happen, so don't worry. Now we see the extraterrestrial disclosure, which is connected with 3D and 5D shift and is related with Alcyone photon belt. I remember that this knowledge about Alcyone come from the Pleiades, come from our brother Pleiadian, that they taught us that the solar system is spinning around Alcyone and is entering now the Alcyone photon belt. And so the energy is high, and many people start to develop psychic power, they start to develop telepathy, there are remote viewer or whatever they do. So we are in contact more easily with extraterrestrial beings. And so we can download information from them, or we can just enter the Akashic records and download the information that we need for us and from humanity to grow. There is already out a documentary which is called The Age of Disclosure, where some people inside the Pentagon and inside many of these secret or non-secret organization inside the USA government, which already know that we are not alone in the universe, but they cannot totally have a full disclosure. Why? Because, as is said in this documentary, if you have a total disclosure, you will have a religion and belief system collapse. And this is not a joke, because religion collapse means that the concept of family will collapse. The concept of world economy will collapse. I mean, all the system in which we live in is based on the fact that we are alone in the universe. So the government of USA has already a list of 60 or more bullet point that will be affected by the full disclosure. So what they are doing they don't give you the full disclosure in one shot, so you don't go crazy too much, and you don't destroy religion too fast, but they try to do it a sort of slowly. But I mean, many of us that we are already connected with Pleiadians or whatever beings you are connected to, Arcturian, Syrian, Orion Belt beings, etc. We already know that these beings exist, that they are between us, and they are helping us to evolve. And remember, many people will have a mental crisis. They will lose totally the meaning for this life. They will say, well, if my God, my religion is not true, then what I do in life? And so they cannot just do it like that. At least not for the moment. It looks like it's very close, the disclosure, but I don't think it is a full disclosure yet. Maybe it can take still some years for the full disclosure. And the population collapse is important to say that is also connected with the 3D and 5D, because who are the people that more likely will die? The people in 3D. And who has the more chance of survival? People that are in 5D. And also people that are in 5D, even if they die, they don't care, because who cares? Who died? There is no you, there is no I who dies. So you just wait for death to come, you will accept it, and ciao. And this is it. But as they are quiet, as they are calm, as they are rooted in this planet, they have a high chance to survive all this and to bring to the new humanity. As you can see, the circle of humanity is not connecting to anything of this map, only to the 3D and 5D shift, because this is needed to create the new humanity. The new humanity is the result, it will be born of the ashes of the 3D world, which is collapsing. Now we know. Till 2 years ago, I was thinking that all that could possibly take, I don't know, 70 years or 80 years. I thought that by 2100, all that would for sure happen. Now I think differently. Now I think that this is much, much more faster than we thought. Some people already think that population collapse will start this year. I don't know if this is true or not, because remember, time is not linear. Time depends on us, depends on our consciousness and our evolution and our everyday choice. So we don't know how fast this process, but what is represented here, it will eventually happen sooner or later. And you can see already the sign. We have already EI, we have already unemployment, we have already an economical crisis, which is a bit masqueraded because the markets are very high, but I've been passionate about stocks market for a while, so I know that this is the sign that a crash will come very soon. So this is already happening on its way. We are already inside the photon belt. This is a very risky situation. Let's hope we are not entering this. Natural disasters are happening. Mental problems are on the rise. Many people already question religion, and so this is taking place already, and the disclosure is on his way. As you can see, we are on the march, we are in movement. But the result is very positive. That's what people don't tell you. They all fear all this stuff, but they forget about this. This is untouched by all that. And the new humanity will be a multidimensional humanity, will be mostly, not all, but mostly in 5D consciousness. So we will live together with extraterrestrial beings. We will work together with artificial intelligence in a positive way. We don't need to be wiped out by superintelligence, because this is, again, this idea that will be wiped out by artificial intelligence comes from 3D fear. If we eliminate the 3D fear, then there is no more problem with artificial intelligence. And so, for creating the new humanity, we need more and more people like you to awaken, to live a conscious and fulfilled life. So, this is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I wish you all the best, and for now, be at peace, be at peace.